And welcome to the Lakers Pulse podcast. I am your host, Nelson, and with me today I have Merch. What's up, Merch?
Dennis Smith Jr. is the second best player in the draft. Continue.
Hot take, hot take alert. But yeah, the draft was a couple days ago, and we had a little mini recap with Clay and Fawcett. But today we're gonna do like more of a formal thing. Talk about the recent draft picks. Talk about the Lonzo press conference and the rumored Paul George trade that was thrown out, and of course we're going to talk about our best player, cap space. He's the MVP of the team right now. He's definitely the most valuable thing that we have going for us. Has the highest ceiling. Cap space is the best player, but we'll get more to him later. So Merge, the Lakers drafted Lonzo Ball number 2, Kyle Kuzma with the 27th pick, and then with the 30th pick they drafted Josh Hart, and they also drafted Bryant with the 42nd pick in the draft. So out of all those picks, and now taking some time to evaluate all those draft picks, what grade would you give the Lakers draft?
I think I give him a B. I know a lot of draft people have given him an A. Or I'm not the draft people. I'm saying media. A lot of media have been giving him an A.
Right.
I think if you replace Kyle Kuzma with Josh Hart, with Derek White, that's the perfect draft in my opinion.
Right, definitely.
But the Kuzma one kind of killed the whole thing for me. I really like the Bryant pickup. I really like Josh Hart. Lonzo was expected, so I really was neutral on that. I think I'm more interested in a lot of the non-Lonzo players, mostly because I've paid attention so much to Lonzo the past month, and it was just nice to watch some new guys. So I think around a B plus would probably be where I'd give him, with the only negative being the Kuzma pick.
Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna give him an A minus. I'm probably gonna go higher than you guys just because the Lakers got their guy in Lonzo, and they believe in him so much, and they've done their homework on him, and they really think this guy's gonna be the next big thing. And just with the confidence that they have, like they got their guy, they got the guy in the draft according to a lot of scouts. Like all scouts are high on him. Some aren't as high on, and I'm not as high on it. But just like talking from a Lakers standpoint, like they in their mind, I'm sure they hit it out of the park. I'm not so comfortable with the Kuzma pick. But yeah, like they got Lonzo, which I think honestly, like the first pick or your first round pick, like your main asset. So like your the top 3 pick, that kind of stuff. Like the player that you choose at the top of the draft, like that makes up your grade for the draft. And I think that at that point, Lonzo, apart from Dennis Smith, but there was no way that Dennis Smith was going to go there.
Right.
Apart from Dennis Smith and Markelle Fultz and Jonathan Isaac, in my opinion, there wasn't another player with as high of a ceiling as Lonzo.
Right.
So, like Lonzo got taken number 2, and they got their guy. So I think that just by that fact, I'd give them an A, just because they got their guy. The Kuzma pick brought it down. I think that if they would have gotten like Derek White, like you said, it would have been an A+ draft for me.
Yeah.
Maybe if they got someone else who wasn't as highly regarded, maybe like a Wesley Iwundu, I would still be really high on this draft, or even a Jordan Bell. But yeah, Kuzma just an awkward fit, and it's kind of redundant with Larry Nance being there. But I like the Thomas Bryant flyer just because of the measurables and the improved mobility that he showed in workouts. So I definitely think that workout really helped them a lot. I think that this shows more than anything that the Lakers still really value workouts, especially for those late picks. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why they ended up drafting Kuzma, even though they didn't really need Kuzma at all.
Yeah.
And of course, they also got Josh Hart, which he's not exactly like someone high potential type pick, but he's still a really good player. That's especially in that range. That's what you want. He's gonna contribute right away, and he still has room to improve. Also, he's never gonna have. He doesn't have like a high ceiling, but he still is gonna help contribute a lot.
You're hoping for a Brogdon type impact, which I think he could provide, to be honest. But
right,
yeah.
Who was your favorite? What was your favorite move that the Lakers did on draft night? Was it drafting a certain player? Was it or was it the Dozier signing? What was your favorite move that you were like, yeah, I really like that out of all what they did?
I think weirdly the lowest 2 picks, so to speak, were my favorite out of Bryant and Dozier. I think Dozier has first round talent, to be honest.
Right.
I mean, he's a giant. He's 6'6". He's a big, like 2 guard. He can play some 1. He can play some 3. 6'11" wingspan, almost 7-foot wingspan. He's super, super athletic. Despite the fact he has no ACL. For 5 years, he hasn't had an ACL, which is, again, it blows my mind every single time I think about that, how crazy of an athlete he is without that ACL. He's really good in transition, which will be fun with Lonzo. I want to see him play a lot when, in the summer league. I really want to see him play. Hopefully, we'll see him a lot more like in the last half of the summer league. I'm assuming Ingram and Zubac will be gone after 3 or 4 games. Maybe Nwaba. So at that point, even when they're gone, a lineup of like Lonzo, Hart, Dozier, Kuzma, and Bryant will be really exciting to watch. I'm trying to think. Remember seeing anyone in that starting 5? No. But I mean, that's a lot of athleticism right there. That's a lot of length, especially with Dozier and Bryant. It'll be fun to see those in transition. I do think Bryant's shot. I think I'm higher on Bryant's shot than most are. I think it could be a real thing. Especially if he's a 3-point guy who can be a 3 and not 3 and D. He'd be a pop. Pick and pop big, who is, I mean, his main game is in the post, and he's a really skilled offensive player down the post, but he'll be able to stretch it out from at least mid-range, in my opinion, and if he can go to the 3-point line, that would be really fun. Really good rebounder, 7'6" wingspan. I mean, he was a top 10 projected pick when the season started this year, and I think a big part that made him drop was defense wasn't great. He was out of shape, and OG getting hurt. Indiana having the best season. I still think he's a top, not lottery talent, but I'd say he's a first-round talent for sure still. And that's really all you hope with a guy in a 42nd pick and an undrafted guy like Dozier. And I want to see who the Lakers are going to be bringing in for backup small forward. I'm expecting them to bring in one more undrafted free agent guy. So that's going to be something to look at during summer league, which I'm excited to see. Even though the whole D'Angelo stuff brought me down, I'm excited to see what Lonzo can bring with the new guys, and see how good how much Ingram's progressed since the season's ended.
Right. I mean, like, the summer league roster is going to be stacked. Like, we're having Ingram coming in on the second year, who should really dominate a lot. We have Lonzo, who should do well in summer league.
Zubac is going to kill too.
Yeah. Zubac is going to kill it as well. And then we have the rookies. I mean, the guys who are just coming over. Like, Nwaba is going to be a beast on defense, and he's probably going to make those transition plays with Lonzo there. And then you have Dozier who could ball, and then we have Bryant, who has a good touch, good hands, length. So he'll be really good in summer league as well, in my opinion. So we have all these guys that are going to be able to contribute, and I think that it's really hard to picture the Lakers not winning a summer league championship just because they are like so stacked. Even though we said this last year with Russell being there, being like a super awesome player, Lakers still couldn't win it. But I mean, like, if Lonzo,
I think this is a deeper squad. Even when the good guys leave, the experienced guys leave, it's still deep.
Yeah, and since like Lonzo won't be asked to be the primary initiator much because it's summer league, so it's not like super tough just to score.
And he'll probably play some with Josh Hart as well.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I think that he'll be fine. Like, he's gonna have Josh Hart there, who's also gonna be able to initiate some offense. So the Lakers should be really successful in summer league. And I mean, like, I really like the Dozier signing. Like, he was high. I wanted him at 42 if we could get him, but we're looking undrafted, which is really good. I don't know whether he's gonna be able to shoot it or not. But he's really good on defense, and he can play make, and he can do all these kind of things that you really hope for in a guy like him. And then we also have, Josh Hart, who can initiate some offense, who can shoot, who can rebound, who can pass. He can do all these things. He's sort of like the jack of all trades kind of player. He also shot 40% on like +4 or at least 4 attempts from the 3-point line. That's really good. It's going to help Lonzo space the floor, at least initially. Hopefully he can keep that up. But I mean, like, the Lakers really did well in this draft, apart from Kuzma. I really don't want to talk about Kuzma or think about the pick because I really don't like it. I don't think that he can play that pretty much. he'll be able to play it to some spurts, like some really small spurts, but really he should be playing the 4, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And he's going to be an energy big who can potentially space the floor, and he can also rebound. Yeah, so that's pretty much Larry Nance Jr. right there. So with that being said, I think that the Lakers are going to end up trading someone. It's really tough to see who they're going to trade, and if they honestly keep Kuzma and Nance, and those are going to be the guys going forward, then it's really tough to see, like there won't be any difference in the kind of offense that's ran. Like they're both just energy bigs that the dual type bigs.
Yeah.
Those aren't, those are important and those are good to have, but having 2 of them as your primary 4s, like that's kind of an issue right there.
Yeah.
And like the pick just creates more of a logjam, but it does signal that the logjam should be cleared pretty soon. So that's really good. But yeah, the Lakers should do well in summer league. It's gonna be interesting to see how this roster really develops. But yeah, Lonzo was introduced yesterday as a Laker finally. Magic Johnson, of course, was glowing about his guy Lonzo and how much he loves Lonzo and how Lonzo's going to break all his records and how Lonzo is the new face of the Lakers. Completely erasing D'Angelo Russell from from existence in the whole stadium.
He tried to ether D'Angelo. I was so frustrated during this whole thing, but
yeah, I mean, it was expected that the Lakers were going to try to justify the pick. I mean, justify the trade because of course, they don't want to look bad. They're like, oh yeah, D'Angelo wasn't a leader. He didn't do this, and this, and maybe he was a jerk, but that still does not justify why the Lakers did this trade because there is no justification for doing this kind of trade. There's no like upside. There's nothing like that. There's no need to do it, and there's no need to like lose your patience over this.
Hey man, cap space.
Yeah, so the Lakers traded D'Angelo Russell, and they introduced Lonzo, and they just painted him as this perfect player, as the leader of the franchise, as a true leader, as all these kind of things. It's kind of tough to root for Lonzo because like he's pretty much replacing D'Angelo at this point. Like he's like D'Angelo. I think honestly, D'Angelo was kind of like the face of the Lakers.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, he was the face of the Lakers last year.
For better or worse, but yeah.
Like he was their best player, and he was their most interesting player. He was a player that everyone talked about. Everyone loved Ingram's potential. The front office loves Ingram's potential, but that does not erase the fact that D'Angelo was the face of the Lakers last year, and the Lakers are completely wiping themselves clean of that. And so, what do you think of Magic Johnson's comments, Merch? Like, I mean, honestly, I thought they were really brutal and really unfair. But I want to know what you think.
I think that he is trying to make him out to be what the media thinks he is.
Yeah.
And he's trying to, especially with that goddamn Bill Plaschke piece that came out today, where I'm not going to get too graphic. I don't want to talk about it like that, but
right.
It was Magic's doing something for him, or he's doing something for Magic on the side or something, because he's I don't know. The whole thing is really just kind of disappointing, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, to say that D'Angelo is good, but he's not a leader. I needed someone to lead and make other players better. I mean, it's a cheap shot at this point. It really is. He's on a different team. You've already traded him. Can you just say something like, I wish D'Angelo the best of luck, and I hope he does well in Brooklyn. He was a great player over here. This wasn't the right fit. You could have made this so much better just by saying that. But no, you have to go out and say, oh, D'Angelo wasn't a leader. I needed a leader. And again, okay, maybe he isn't a leader. Why does that mean you have to trade him?
Yeah.
So if you have to get rid of him to make sure Lonzo's a leader, he's not a leader, Lonzo.
Yeah, and I mean, if you really want to make Lonzo your point guard and you really think that there should be a leader at the point guard, that's fine. Just put D'Angelo at the 2. Like, there's no, or make them interchangeable. Like, you can have Lonzo be the leader if that's. Isn't that the whole point of Lonzo being there? So he leads everyone else, and so he can be like this awesome great guy, and he can probably even help D'Angelo be. So D'Angelo can just score and do his thing and pass and do all the amazing thing that he does, and then just have Lonzo help with that, and then help Lonzo initiate everything and talk on offense, and if that's what they really wanted. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't think it was fair, honestly, that they just did him dirty for no reason. Like no one said like there was no reason to bash D'Angelo. Like he was just feeding into this bullshit narrative, which honestly it's pretty bad because you do not treat a player just because they aren't working hard or if the coaches don't like them. Like that should not matter. That like there are plenty of superstars out there that are jerks to people, and I mean like they're still there because at the end of the day, no matter who you are, like no matter if you're a star or whatever, like, and I'm gonna keep repeating this, no matter who you are, like, it just if you have talent, you should be there. I don't know,
Yeah.
organization, it's just that simple. But do you think that this is kind of a thing that was talked about a little bit? Do you think that like drafting Lonzo helps cope with the D'Angelo Russell trade?
Not really, because I expected Lonzo to be a Laker before,
Right.
so it wasn't really a surprise. I just don't really like talking about. I'm like so tired and burnt out on all the Lonzo love right now, and I'm trying not to be like the D'Angelo haters right now. I really don't want to be like that because I would be a hypocrite.
Right.
I really want Lonzo to succeed, and I like him. I like him as a kid, and I think he's a great guy and a great player. But all of the media piled on with LeVar it just makes me not want to like him, and I don't want to be like that. I really hope that he is good, and I want him to be good. But this is hold on, please. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I think that it's just so annoying that like man, like I really want to root for Lonzo as well, but I mean it's just really tough to root for him knowing that everything that happened. It's just like how he got here and how the Lakers they felt the need to wanna do all this stuff for Lonzo, even though it wasn't necessary. It's just stuff.
Yeah.
So there was a proposed trade for PG merch. So do you want to get into that?
Yeah. I think it's really interesting with this Paul George trade and with the Cavs potentially. So it was rumored that not a rumor. It was Mark Stein who reported it that the Cavs, the Nuggets, and the Nuggets and the Pacers are in talks that would send Kevin Love to the Nuggets and Paul George to the Cavs and a bunch of pieces to the Pacers. I'm assuming it's people are saying that it's sort of a Pritchard trying to just make the Lakers give more, which I don't really see it as that because I really think that the Cavs really want Paul George and they're really trying hard to get him right now because I don't think they win a championship or at least have a good chance to win a championship without Paul George.
Definitely.
I like the trade for the Nuggets. In my head, I think they'd probably be giving up Moutier, maybe Juancho, Hernan Gomez, and a future first, next year's first, something like that. And I liked offensively at least. I really like Kevin Love and Jokic together. And then for the Pacers, they get. I'm assuming they'll get someone from like Mon Shumpert or something from the Cavs. I think the Lakers might be kind of scared about this. But I do think it's a real possibility. Don't tell me, or I'm not thinking it's like a smoke screen. I actually think this could be a real thing. Then it kind of sucks for the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, like the whole plan was based on trading for Paul George, right? I mean, or trading him or acquiring him in free agency, and him going to Cleveland is going to put him in a competitive situation where he's going to be able to win games and stay in games and obviously compete for a championship because it's pretty much Cleveland and no one else in the East at this point. And if they get Paul George and if they trade him for Kevin Love's, I mean, if they trade Kevin Love's floor spacing for like Paul George's all around game, and they put that with Kyrie and LeBron, that's pretty hard to stop, and that should make him finally get a taste of real competitiveness. And Paul George goes to his first finals, and I think it's tough for him to leave after that. And LeBron as well, if he has Paul George who's younger than him having there to run with him, and Kyrie, like I think LeBron would probably just stay in Cleveland if the trade happened. And then Mr. Cap Space is our only our best player on the team. So like Lakers have nowhere to go after that. I mean, like this trade, like I also think that it's possible. Like if this was a smokescreen, like it wouldn't have come out the way it did, and the way it just come out and the wording of it, I think this is a pretty plausible trade for both sides.
Yeah.
and the Lakers should be very concerned because the
I
whole
agree.
plan was based on freeing up cap space and trying to trade for Paul George now. I think that was pretty evident as soon as they traded for D'Angelo Russell, or at least had him in free agency. And if he goes to a competitive team like Cleveland, it's over. If he goes to Cleveland and Boston, they will not be able to retain him, and that just makes this whole thing pointless. You just burn an asset for no reason for a player that's not going to come here. So then you're just pretty much stuck to rebuild or bank on 2019. You know, cap space, he never leaves. He keeps developing.
I said this on Twitter today. I'm starting to think that the Lakers won't be a championship contending franchise until they get rid of until Jeanie Buss sells the team, because it's been 6 years in a row that we've done the same exact goddamn thing. Yeah. Maybe last year was an exception, but I think that they were such a bad place last year that it didn't seem like that. But since 2011, they've been trying to get a star. Chris Paul, Dwight Howard, Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony, LaMarcus Aldridge. It doesn't work like that. I mean, you're the Lakers. You should know how you won your championships. And I would say pretty much all of our best players in franchise history, minus Shaq, have been traded for or drafted. And Shaq was just Jerry West being a god, really. Yeah. Just being able to do that. I don't know. I'm just frustrated with the front office right now. People are saying give Magic and Robert chance. I think that they've shown what they're capable of, and that's how they're gonna run the franchise until they're let go, or until we're just running straight back into the ground again.
Yeah, I mean, like, they've shown a lot of impatientness. They could have waited to make this trade. They did not wait to make this trade. They wanted to build this team around Lonzo. They wanted to build this team around Ingram and then try for free agency in 2019 and 2018. But in the process, they sold low on an asset. There is no way to escape that. No matter how bad of a leader he was, they sold low on an asset. You traded the number 1-2 pick for cap space. It's honestly that simple. Like, I'm not trying to undermine Brook Lopez's value, because he has legitimate value.
He's a top 8 offensive center.
Yeah, he's a really good offensive center. Not really good at all at defense. He provides some sort of shot blocking, but apart from that, like, moving his feet, it's just bad. Rebounding, he's a pretty good rebounder, not a guy who's going to grab a lot of rebounds, but he will box out, so he does that. So we have this solid, good player. But, you know,
for 1 year too.
Yeah, the whole point of acquiring him was not to re-sign him; it was to free up cap space on his expiring deal. And then you get rid of Mozgov, and then you get rid of D'Angelo's cap hold and his looming extension. So you pretty much, honestly, it comes down to selling low on an asset for me. Like, if you want to trade D'Angelo, that's fine, but you better get a better haul than Brook Lopez. That's the 27th pick.
At least get me Caris LeVert or 22. I still wouldn't be happy about it, but at least we would have OG probably.
Yeah,
right. I mean, it's a pretty good chance we've got OG, because I think Magic really liked OG.
Right.
Or LeVert, who I love Caris LeVert. One of those two guys would have been great just to add to that core. You know, I mean. Yeah,
I mean, but now like not adding any other pieces. It's pretty clear that the Lakers traded this for cap space. Yeah, and that's honestly pretty that's not ideal, at all. You sold low on an asset, and now you burned him. Now you lost him. So now you're building your team around Lonzo. And if we don't acquire Paul George via trade, you're putting Lonzo as the primary initiator for next season. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Lakers can find another league guard in free agency. I doubt that they will.
But Josh Hart's gonna be our starting point or starting guard.
Yeah. Because he's better than Jordan Clarkson at this point. So
I mean, honestly, he is. But I again really like Josh. But it's not ideal to have him as your starting 2 guard, at least in his rookie year.
Yeah. So I think that we covered everything that we wanted to cover.
Yeah.
Lonzo's a Laker now officially.
We'll have a lot of time to talk about this stuff up until Summer League. Summer League happened. We'll be breaking down games and stuff, right?
Yeah,
we're doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we do that kind of stuff. But I mean, the Lakers had a pretty good draft. I gave him an A-. March gave him a B. I think hopefully Clay can come on, and so we can do another part of the recap, so he can give us official thoughts now that the draft is over, and now that he's been able to watch some more film and become a little bit more comfortable with the whole draft, so he's not firing off hot takes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, be sure to leave a review on iTunes, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
See you.